Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Start Hashirama template. Kaido, you are too dangerous. Chapter 81. That night, the familiar room, the familiar balcony, the familiar starry sky. Lin Kei, wearing a bathrobe, stood on the balcony, looking up at the sky and thinking about future development. Turning Daughter's Island into a subsidiary force is the last part of Lin Kei's plan. As long as he gets the Amazon Lily Kingdom and moves Daughter Island to the New World, Lin Kei will immediately become a strong competitor of the four emperors. When Karina and the girls grow up, even Teach will find it difficult to compete with Lin Kei. Because the Blackbeard pirates follow the violent style, although the cadres are powerful, they are not of the same mind. The piercing pirates belong to the elite stream. The combined abilities of Perona and the girls are the invincible existence beneath the super strong ones. As long as the cadres of the Blackbeard pirates do not reach the level of superpowers like Ben Beckman and Rayleigh, no matter how powerful they are, Hancock, Nokigao, and Perona will die if they encounter them. 63. The most typical example is the thousands of copies of the original work that were dropped by Hancock. Except for cadres like Karina, every Nine Snakes warrior is a product of the genius stream. The basic requirement for joining the Nine Snakes pirates and following the Empress is to master the two-color hockey. Those who only master one type of hockey can only stay on the island as kingdom guards. The original Margaret was skilled in armament hockey at the age of 6. And there are many young warriors like her on Daughter Island. When all the crew members are strong by color hockey, this pirate group is undoubtedly one of the biggest pirate groups even in the New World. As long as they get the effectiveness of the Nine Snakes pirates, the piercing pirates will have no shortage of high-end and mid-range combat capabilities. As for low-end combat power, it is dispensable. When two forces start a war, it is a basic operation to use Conqueror's hockey to clear the field first. Low-end combat power is almost impossible to withstand Conqueror's hockey. Recruiting these wastes is just a waste of rice. DZIZIZ. Just when Lin Kei was thinking about the future, a knock on the door suddenly sounded. Hearing this voice, Lin Kei's eyes first flashed with doubt, and then suddenly a look of surprise appeared on his face. When Lin Kei opened the door, he immediately saw a familiar figure throwing himself into his arms, closing the door with his toes, holding his neck with both hands and kissing him. The small combo was very skillful, but Lin Kei still avoided the kiss, looked at Nami in his arms, smiled and said, "Karina." "Lin Kei, how did you know?" Nami looked at Lin Kei with a surprised look on her face, and then with a bang, a golden mist emitted and transformed back into Karina's appearance. "Although you imitate Nami's enthusiasm very much, there is one thing you can't imitate." Lin Kei put his hands around Karina's waist and joked, "That is, Nami never walks through the main entrance, but teleports directly here." "I see." Karina was slightly stunned, and then she did not run away in shame when her identity was revealed. Instead, she winked at Lin Kei and said boldly, "Then let's continue." Lin Kei lifted Karina's chin and brought her in front of her, almost forehead to forehead, nose to nose, breathing each other and saying, "You don't have to imitate others, I like you better like this." After saying that, their lips touched each other, and the two challenged the French world record directly at the door. When the two finished the challenge, the lights in the room had been turned off, leaving only a bedside lamp. In the quiet room, Lin Kei's voice suddenly sounded. "Karina, can I see your human animal form?" "Ah ha ha, Lin Kei, I didn't expect you to have this hobby." Even so, with the help of the shadow cast by the light on the wall, 9 tails and a pair of fox ears grew. That night, Nami and Vivi seemed to have discovered something and did not come to attack. However, the next morning, Karina only missed the training, but not the breakfast. At the long dining table, the weak Karina looked down on everything, and did not hide her contempt for Nami and Vivi, which made Nami grit her teeth in anger. Even Vivi, who was always good-tempered and gentle to everyone, had 10-pound signs on her forehead. "Is it great to be a user of the mythical beast trait? You look like you are still holding on." Even so, the two girls didn't dare to say a harsh word. Otherwise, Karina would definitely laugh at them. After all, they couldn't beat them 2 against 1, but Karina barely tied 1 against 1, which was already a big win for them. The 3 girls' eyes fought, and the innocent Perona, Hancock and Shirahoshi looked confused. Hancock even reflected on herself. As the eldest sister, she didn't even notice that her sisters were quarreling. She really failed Lin Kei's expectations of giving her the position of vice captain. After breakfast, I must talk to them alone. Lin Kei was unaware of the confrontation and thoughts of the wings. It was his first time playing with a fox, and he was still thinking about it. It must be said that the enthusiastic girl is bold. She dared to fight with Lin Kei just after she stepped onto the ladder of adulthood. Kei sparred with each other. The key point is that Karina, as a user of the mythical beast, is very durable. After seeing the vitality and recovery speed of the mythical beast users, Lin Kei finally understood why the later version would be the mythical beast version. It's really too strong. In the next few days, Lin Kei was like King Zhou who was bewitched by Su Daji. He felt uncomfortable if he didn't sleep with a fox every night. After being ignored for several days, Nami and Vivi couldn't stand it anymore, and finally ran over one night to compete with Karina. After staying in Alabasta for a few days, Lin Kei reluctantly took Karina and the other girls to continue the voyage to the next stop. And their next stop is Sky Island. For Lin Kei and his group who have the door fruit and flame cloud, it is easy to go up to the sky or down to the sea. The first time I came to Sky Island, Karina and the other girls were all amazed by the pure white island and the sea, and then they were going to visit everywhere with cheers on their faces. But soon, they gave up this idea. Because when they appeared in the crowd, Hancock and Shirahoshi caused a sensation on Angel Island. If it was only Hancock, he could wear a mask to hide his peerless face. But Shirahoshi's body was too big and he couldn't hide it at all. Looking at the crazy crowd, Hancock petrified them directly. The girls who couldn't go shopping had to split into two groups, one to buy local specialties, and the other to explore Arpaio and take away the Golden Country. Most of the Golden Country was used by Enel to make the Arc Proverbs. This spaceship needs thunder fruit as power. After Enel's disappearance, the spaceship was placed in the open space of the palace. Lin Kei only needed a conqueror's haki to clear the area and take away the Arc Proverbs. The remaining small part was scattered in the ruins of Arpaio, and some were eaten by the python called Lord of the Sky, by the people of Sky Island. Lin Kei did not take the Arc Proverbs immediately, but took Robin to the Golden Bell to read the historical text. When Robin saw the historical text on the base of the Golden Bell, her beautiful eyes shrank, and then she glanced at Shirahoshi, who was sitting on the flame cloud and followed Lin Kei to Arpaio because she could not go shopping. Now she was looking around and was full of curiosity about the ruins. Shirahoshi turned out to be Poseidon, one of the three ancient weapons. How about it? Is this the historical text you were looking for? After Robin finished reading, Lin Kei asked again knowingly. No, this historical text is the same as the historical text of Alabasta, recording the location of one of the third-generation ancient weapon. Robin shook his head, looked at Lin Kei and smiled. Want to know which ancient weapon it is and its location? No, it's the same sentence. I'm not interested in those external forces. Lin Kei shook his head. Hearing this, the corners of Robin's lips could not help but rise slightly. Maybe it is because you are not interested that the goddess of luck favors you and allows you to get the most special ancient weapon for your gentleness and kindness. But Robin didn't tell Lin Kei that Shirahoshi was actually one of the three ancient weapons. After all, family is not a weapon. She didn't want Karina's eyes to change when she looked at Shirahoshi. In other words, Shirahoshi can control the natural observation haki and will not automatically read other people's voices, otherwise he would definitely look at Robin with an moved expression. After reading the historical text, Lin Kei took Robin and the girls to the Palace of Gods. After a conqueror's haki cleared the board, Lin Kei got the Arc's Proverbs. However, he did not dismantle the Arc of Proverbs, but prepared to let Nami drive it away. If you have the Thunder Fruit ability, this thing is a strategic level existence. As long as you have Arc's Proverbs, Nami can unlock the ultimate move of Lei Ying. Otherwise, Mei must use Lei Ying on a cloudy day. Of course, after Shirahoshi also becomes an Esper, she and Karina create thunder clouds together, and Nami can also unlock the ultimate move of Thunder Welcome. However, with Arc's Proverbs, Nami can not only unlock Lei Ying, but also easily use Wan Lei's ultimate move. In addition, Lin Kei also has Paramesha Momo Fruit, a strategic level devil fruit. As long as you find someone who is loyal enough and has strong physical fitness to eat the momo fruit, you can immediately use the ark's proverbs to create a cloudy sky. Nay, Shikengaliing and Fang Lei do not need it either. Experienced. These two ultimate moves are island-destroying and scene-level mysteries. Therefore, the ark's proverbs is a strategic weapon second only to the ancient weapon to Lin Kei and his group. After asking Nokigao to throw the ark's proverbs into a different space, Lin Kei took Robin and the others to search for gold. Especially the golden pillar that the original Straw Hat Pirates didn't want and was eventually taken away by Bellamy to give to Doflamingo. Lin Kei must get it. Just this golden pillar is worth tens of billions of belly. Soon, Lin Kei finished his business, so he took Robin and the girls to meet Nami and the others. In the next few days, Lin Kei and his friends spent a vacation on Angel Island. During this period, the beauty of Hancock and Shirahoshi still caused quite a stir, causing a large number of petrified statues to appear in various places. Hancock waited until the vacation was over before lifting the petrification of these people. 7 days later, a roaring sound suddenly sounded over a certain vast and boundless sea area that shocked all souls. I saw a giant pink dragon more than 200 meters long, soaring under the cloudless sky. The huge shadow cast down, and the suppressed roar of the bloodline, caused the birds in the sky, as well as the fish and sea beasts emerging from the sea, to fall and sink in shock, and some even turned their eyes in a human-like manner and fainted. Passed. Hey, isn't this too exaggerated? This is too big. Compared to Shirahoshi, I'm just in my infancy. Looking at the giant dragon in the sky, Nami and the other girls looked dumbfounded. Especially Karina, who is also a user with Phantom Beast ability and is more than 10 meters tall when she enters the beast form. The complacency in her heart disappeared instantly. Compared to Shirahoshi, her nine-tails fox form is so small. Looking at Lin Kei, who was sitting cross-legged on Shirahoshi's dragon head, enjoying the pleasure of the dragon night, Robin looked dumbfounded. Let Poseidon, one of the three ancient weapons, become a person with abilities, which is what Lin Kei can think of. Poseidon can't swim, isn't he hungry? In fact, Lin Kei has also thought about this problem. When making the plan, he once thought about whether Shirahoshi should become a man-made fantasy beast with the ability to form a blue dragon. In the end, Lin Kei decided to let Shirahoshi become an Esper. Just like what Lin Kei said to Robin, he actually doesn't particularly care about ancient weapon. If you have it, you have it, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Anyway, when he unlocks Senju Hashirama's template to 100%, he will have Super Cage level ultimate combat power. If there were no extra-dimensional existences like Six Paths in this world, Lin Kei would be the new ceiling. At that time, he will be the ancient weapon, even more terrifying than the ancient weapon. With him here, it no longer matters whether Shirahoshi awakens the power of Poseidon. Moreover, the power of Poseidon, that is, the power of the summoner, can only make the Sea Kings obey orders, and will not give Shirahoshi strong personal strength. Compared to the power of Poseidon, in Lin Kei's eyes, Shirahoshi's safety is more important. Lin Kei didn't know how many weird rule-based abilities there were in this world, and how many abilities could deceive his perception. Shirahoshi is too weak and too large. Once he is assassinated, he will be a large target. As long as Shirahoshi becomes a Phantom Beast type user, Lin Kei won't have to worry about her safety. The artificial Phantom Beast species, Blue Dragon form, will give Shirahoshi amazing vitality and defense. Even if it were normal, Shirahoshi would have invulnerable skin. As long as his heart did not explode and his head was missing, he would not die on the spot even if he suffered severe internal injuries. Moreover, his race is a mermaid. Even if Shirahoshi falls into the sea, he will only be unable to swim and will not drown. If they sense that their king is in trouble, the Sea Kings may come to help and allow Shirahoshi's Poseidon power to awaken in advance. If you carry a coral bubble with you, Shirahoshi is still the best in the sea. After all, coral bubbles are so tough that even the water pressure in the deep sea cannot burst them. Therefore, in Lin Kei's opinion, making Shirahoshi a man-made fantasy beast with the ability to form a blue dragon definitely has more advantages than disadvantages. The only drawback is that Shirahoshi is too kind. The queen was so kind that she knew who assassinated her mother, but she didn't tell that person's name. Regardless of whether he has awakened the power of Poseidon or not, and whether he has become an Esper or not, it is extremely difficult for Shirahoshi to actively harm someone. Lin Kei handed over the brainwashing work to Karina and the girls. It's best if Shirahoshi can change. If he can't change, Lin Kei won't force it. Just be a pet in the crew and have Lin Kei's mount. With Shirahoshi becoming a man-made phantom beast with a blue dragon form ability, Lin Kei's plan is to move to the Daughter Island. This finish is very simple. Just like Hancock said, no matter what she does, her people will forgive her. Except for Grandma Gloriosa, the people in Amazon Lily Kingdom are very simple and have a pure heart. This is one of the reasons why they can master hockey at such a young age. They believe that strength is beauty, and they blindly worship and follow the Empress. Both the Nine Snakes Pirates and the Kingdom Guards are loyal to Hancock. So as long as you get Hancock, you get the Nine Snakes Pirates and the Amazon Lily Kingdom. As for Gloriosa, it's no trouble at all. If it were Gloriosa who was a member of the Rocks Pirate decades ago, she might be able to cause some trouble to Lin Kei. After all, she is one of the strongest female pirates in the sea, and she might also have mastered the most advanced use of Conqueror's Haki. But now, Gloriosa's strength is not worth mentioning at all. Even if she asks Rayleigh and Shachi for help, Lin Kei doesn't care. The three remnants of the old era cannot threaten him at all. So after Shirahoshi became familiar with the ability of the artificial phantom beast, the blue dragon form, and became proficient in using the flame cloud, Lin Kei and his group set off towards the windless land with their new ship and the Ark's Proverbs. After being out for more than half a month, Hancock finally returned to Daughter Island. 2 spaceships appeared over the Amazon Lily Kingdom, and immediately caused a sensation. Just when the soldiers were preparing to shoot arrows and knock down the spacecraft, Hancock's voice suddenly sounded in the sky. "People, please retreat, it's my concubine who has returned. It's Lady Snake. The Empress is back, great. Are those 2 flying ships the harvest of the Empress's expedition?" Hearing Hancock's voice, the 9 Snakes warriors who were waiting in full formation started shouting excitedly. Even Boa Sandersonia and Boa Marigold, who had been unable to contact Hancock during this period, were very worried and missed the Queen, and were relieved. Only Gloriosa, who lived in the city, stared at the pirate flags on the 2 spaceships. The symbol of the pirate flag is very special. It is a combination of the head of a trapped dragon and the head of a trapped dragon. Summit War's wooden golem shocked the world by powerfully killing the world's strongest man with 1 punch and 1 palm. The wooden golem Arhat and the wooden dragon with unknown abilities have replaced the cutting technique as the new symbol of piercing man, Lin Kei. If it weren't for the fact that Marshal Marine's title was the Big Buddha, I'm afraid Marine would have wanted to change his title to Lin Kei. Although Gloriosa has not watched the live broadcast of Summit War, she left the Windless Zone some time ago to contact Shachi and also read the newspaper after the Summit War ended. Gloriosa is naturally no stranger to this pirate flag. Isn't this the pirate group logo of Lin Kei, one of the 2 protagonists of Summit War and the one who killed Whitebeard? Why does the no one member of this extremely evil generation appear here? Why was Shiji on that ship? Could it be that during the more than half a month since Snake Girl disappeared, she has been with Piercing Master, Lin Kei? What has Shiji experienced during this period, and what happened to Lin Kei? From the look of her, she didn't seem to be captured, and then brought her here as a last resort. All kinds of doubts came to mind. Gloriosa looked at the 2 spaceships landing on the mountain behind the palace, and suddenly had an ominous premonition. The premonition soon came true, and a piece of news came from the palace. Daughter's Island will be relocated away from the Windless Zone, and the 9 Snakes Pirates will become a subsidiary force of the Piercing Pirates. This news immediately caused a huge sensation in the Amazon Lily Kingdom. However, the focus of the warriors is not to become vassals of other pirate groups. After all, the Empress's decision is more important than anything else and is always correct. They just need to follow Snake Princess. What they care about is that Daughter's Island can be relocated away from the Windless Zone. This news immediately excited the residents and soldiers of Daughter Island. They have long been curious about the outside world. The reason why I practice so hard is to be able to join the 9 Snakes Pirates and follow Lady Snake on an expedition while also being able to forgive the outside world. And now, Lord Snake Princess actually announced that Daughter Island will leave the Windless Zone and everyone will be able to go to the outside world. This is simply great news. Only Gloriosa looked shocked and immediately went to the palace to find Hancock and ask what happened. However, when she arrived at the palace, she fell into silence. She instantly understood why Hancock was willing to lead the Nine Snakes pirates and become Lin Kei's affiliated force. At this time, Lin Kei was seen helping Sonia and Mary remove the hooves of the dragon from their backs, which made the two women burst into tears with excitement. The heavenly dragon's hoof is a shackle on every slave. Even if the heavenly dragon's hoof is changed into the symbol of the Sun Pirates, it is still impossible to break free from this shackles. Only by removing the hooves of the heavenly dragon can one break free from the shackles. Lin Kei's move is to give the three Boya sisters new life. It is normal for Hancock to have a crush on Lin Kei after breaking free from the shackles. Gloriosa understood that she could no longer stop Hancock's decision. Having been struck by lovesickness in the past, she knew exactly what Hancock's look at Lin Kei meant. She could either let Hancock give up the throne and follow Lin Kei away alone, or she could let Hancock be lovesick and then fade away. Regardless of the former or the latter, Daughter's Island will lose a powerful empress and the privileged protection of the 7 warlords of the sea. And whether she can dethrone Hancock is still a question. If Lin Kei is angered, Shi Qian Nuo Jiao will definitely be killed. It is a foregone conclusion that Hinatajima has left the Windless Zone and the Kuja pirates have become Lin Kei's affiliated force. So, Gloriosa swallowed the words that came to her throat, turned around and left silently. The era of great pirates has entered a new chapter. Marine has mastered the technology of passing through windless areas. Snake Princess's choice may not be a bad thing. With the only stumbling block surrendering, Daughter's Island officially became Lin Kei's second affiliated force. The next day, Shirahoshi used the flame cloud to lift up the small island of Hinajima and flew towards the new world. When Daughter Island left, a large number of sea kings suddenly emerged from the water. Looking at the direction in which Shirahoshi and Daughter Island were flying away, their eyes were full of human shock and anger. Obviously, they were all shocked and angry at Shirahoshi's change, that their king was cursed by the sea. Who on earth brought the curse to their king? It is simply unforgivable. In the more than half a month that Lin Kei was finishing the plan, the new world, where the uncrowned king fell, was unprecedentedly lively and chaotic. The originally small and strongest sea suddenly had so many ownerless cakes. From the pirate group that could barely survive to the 4 emperors pirate group, they all started to grab them like crazy. After the extremely evil generation headed by the Blackbeard pirates entered the new world, they added another fire, causing the war to burn almost half of the new world. The island that was sheltered by the Whitebeard pirates was so peaceful in the past, but now it is so difficult. Although after burying Whitebeard, the Whitebeard pirates, led by Margot and Ace, quickly returned to the new world to protect these territories. But without the super powerful Whitebeard pirates, they are no longer the strongest pirate group in the world. At most, they are just a big pirate group. There are not many such large pirate groups in the new world. Although the Whitebeard pirates tried their best to protect them, they were still robbed of a lot of cakes by various jackals. Among them, the Fishmen Island was occupied by Lin Kei, the piercer, who killed Whitebeard. This news has been spread all over the world by World Economic News. Since the Summit War happened not long ago, no one dared to challenge the being who could kill the strongest man in the world. Of course, time will make people's memories blurred. In the past period of time, Lin Kei has not had any big news that shocked the world. If there is no strong enough force to deter them, those greedy guys will still have the idea of, the mountain is high and the emperor is far away, and continue to capture mermaids that are expensive on the black market, and murlocs. But now, the Fishmen Island is still very peaceful. In addition to the Fishmen Island, Charlotte Linlin also occupies several islands where she is good at making snacks. There are also some islands that have been carved up by other large pirate groups. Only on the islands that the Whitebeard pirates defended, no force was willing to take them over forcefully because the losses would be too great. And that part of the island has been targeted by monsters that break the rules of the world. After the extremely evil generation entered the new world, Kid and others were still playing around and getting familiar with the new world. Before mastering hockey, they may not make any big moves. Only the Blackbeard pirates, who are not on the same level as them, showed the momentum of dominating the sea as soon as they entered the new world. They began to grab territory frantically, either by force, or by recruiting pirates from all walks of life, and they grew rapidly. A pirate group of several people. The secret of Logia dark fruit has already been announced by Keb Century newspaper. The ability to seize the devil fruit is simply a bigger secret treasure than a big secret treasure for the weak. As long as they follow and please teach, they might get a heaven-defying chance to change their lives. Even if they can't change their lives heaven-defyingly, if they hang out with Teach, sooner or later they will live the life of the Four Emperors pirate group and enjoy the best treatment. So when the news of Teach's expansion of the pirate group spread, countless pirates who could barely survive in the New World came to join them without him actively recruiting them. It only took more than half a month for the Blackbeard pirates to grow from a small pirate group with a few people to a large pirate group with thousands of people. Although most of the thousands of people are trash, Teach still welcomes everyone who comes. These cannon fodder are the necessary pawns to hold back the Whitebeard pirates and the affiliated pirate groups. After expanding the pirate group, Teach immediately couldn't wait to start a war with the Whitebeard pirate group and seize all the remaining territory. At this moment, a piece of news spread throughout New World and around the world, causing a huge sensation. The title is exactly, a giant dragon similar to Kaido of the Four Emperors. The pirate empress is actually a vassal of the Impaler, and the legendary daughter island enters the New World. The three hot spots in the title caused the sales of World Economic News to skyrocket on that day. Below the title are two photos. The first picture is a pink dragon more than 200 meters long. There is a figure sitting on the dragon's head. It is Lin Kei, the piercing man. The second picture is a small island with the word 9 snakes written on it, with two flags hanging on it. One side is the flag of Kuja hanging at the lower level, and the other side is the pirate flag of the immortal pirates hanging at the upper level. This way of hanging the flag means that this force has become a vassal of other forces. Although Daughter's Island is located in a windless zone, it is extremely famous around the world and is known as a men's holy land and a dream island. And now, this dream island has appeared in New World, and it already has a male protagonist. When I think of this, men all over the world are full of envy, jealousy and hatred towards Lin Kei. On the other hand, the major forces in the New World, as well as the naval headquarters and world government, looked solemn. Different from the focus of ordinary people, the major forces judge the strength and level of the puncture pirates just through a title and two photos. If that pink dragon is the same as Kaido, it means that Lin Kei has another powerful top cadre under his command. Counting that, Nine Tails Fox, Karina, the piercing pirates already have two Phantom Beast type users. And now, even Boa Hancock, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, the Pirate Empress, has become Lin Kei's subordinate. The piercing pirates already have the must-have team members for every big pirate group, that is, the 3 giants. The captain and the big 3 are the standard features of every big pirate group. The more such giants there are, the stronger the pirate group's foundation is. In addition to the 3 giants, Lin Kei also has the Amazon Lily Kingdom, and the 9 snakes pirates under his command, which is the world-famous hockey power. It is no secret that every crew member of the Kuja pirates knows bicolor hockey. Under the leadership of the 9 snake empresses in the past generations. This means that Lin Kei will have an astonishing number of hockey warriors under his command, as well as a military base that will continuously provide him with hockey warriors. After disappearing for more than half a month, when Lin Kei reappeared, he had already gathered high-end combat power and mid-range combat power. This momentum of dominating the sea suddenly made Lin Kei the most powerful competitor for the 4th Sea Emperor. The other most powerful competitor is Blackbeard, Marshal D. Teach. Suddenly, the 2 most prominent protagonists of Summit War, the twin stars who were ranked number 1 in Generation Evil, once again became the focus of the world. Everyone is very curious, will these 2 allies who have jointly planned everything before fight for the Emperor's seat and fight to a bloody head? Who will replace Whitebeard in the end and become the new Sea King? Ha ha ha, thief. He took down the Pirate Empress and Daughter's Island without saying a word. He is worthy of Lin Kei. Looking at today's newspaper, Teach, now in high spirits, couldn't help but let out a unique laugh. If it were more than half a month ago, Teach would be full of fear now. Although she is still afraid of Lin Kei, Teach is no longer afraid of Lin Kei. Lafayette turned the crutch in his hand and sighed. this giant pink dragon, as well as the Pirate Empress and Daughter Island, as well as the 4 mysterious people who used the barrier and made the water dragon, this piercing lord doesn't know how to hide it yet. How many trump cards? From the moment we were approached by him, he has been planning everything. Even letting you, Captain, get Paramesha Shockfruit was all his calculation and help. Everyone in the world says that he hates pirates extremely, but since he let go of the big guys in eternal hell and allowed us to grow up, it shows that this is just a persona, deliberately created to confuse the world. This person's strength and intelligence are terrifying. I really don't know what his ultimate goal is. Hearing this, the smile on Teach's face froze slightly, and then continued to laugh. Thieves, ha ha ha. It doesn't matter, no one can always win, as long as the strength is enough, then all conspiracies will automatically collapse. If you are afraid of him, then work hard to become stronger. After all, there is only one throne. Dressrosa, King's Heights. Doflamingo looked at today's newspaper and his face was covered with cold sweat. It turned out to be this devil fruit. Doesn't it mean that the artificial fantasy beast species is a failure? As Geisa's partner, Doflamingo certainly knows what this pink dragon is about. He never thought that the man-made fantasy beast species, the Azure Dragon form, which Vegapunk defined as a failure, was not a failure at all. When he gets the reason for the failure from Vegapunk through world government and marine spies, he will definitely spit out blood. Who would have thought that Vegapunk would define this devil fruit as a failure because its color was wrong? As long as the abilities are the same, what does it matter if the color is wrong? If he had known this, Doflamingo would have obtained the devil fruit long ago. After all, this artificial phantom beast, the blue dragon form, has always been placed in the room where Geisa used to store failed products. Doflamingo, who sent Monet to Punk Hassa Island to assist and monitor Geisa, knew it from the beginning. Before deep regret could well up in his heart, Doflamingo's heart was filled with fear. He didn't expect that Hancock, that extremely troublesome woman, was actually Lin Kei's subordinate. The two of them didn't look at each other very well when they were in Mariajoy. Because Lin Kei was sitting next to him, Hancock also cast unkind glances many times. Turns out this was staged. If your acting skills are so good, why would you want to be a pirate? Just make your debut as an actor. If I knew you were hiding so deeply, how could I dare to be so arrogant? Doflamingo felt very uneasy when he thought that Lin Kei already had 2 Phantom Beast ability users, a 7 Warlords of the Sea, and a group of strong men who mastered the 2-color hockey under his command. So, Doflamingo quickly sent someone to call Violet over, asking the other party to use the fruit glaring clairvoyance to search and monitor the Pierce pirates while he contacted the Beast's pirates again. It doesn't matter even if Kaido and the 3 disasters ridicule him for doing so. Compared to life, what is a mere face? In addition to the Blackbeard pirates and the Don Quixote family, various forces in the New World are also paying attention to and discussing the piercing pirates, including the rest of the 4 Emperor's pirates. Before Lin Kei entered the New World, no matter how brilliant his record was, he was only a good 8 in the New World. After all, no matter how strong Lin Kei is, he will not offend their interests. But that's different now. Not only did Lin Kei enter the New World, the Pierce Pirates also changed from an unknown pirate group to a large pirate group with a large number of powerful hockey pirates. If Lin Kei's goal is the vacant Emperor's seat, he will definitely expand his territory. By then, they may all become Lin Kei's targets and have to guard against them. At this time, the protagonist who was being watched and discussed by New World finally arrived at the sea area that had been selected and asked Shirahoshi to release Numera Island. This sea area is very remote and the environment is very special. Except for a merchant ship that ventures through every month, few sailing ships enter here. Not far from Daughter Island, there is an island. On this island, there is a very ancient town called Sleeping Ancient Town. Due to the special environment, it is difficult for the residents of the town to enter and exit the sea area, so they can only make a living by breeding bats, collecting bat feces, eliminating unqualified bats, and trading with merchant ships that venture in. In addition, there are a large number of medicinal materials on this island. This is the neighbor Lin Kei specially selected for Daughter Island. It took Wood Clone a long time to find this island. Sleeping Town. This town did not appear in the original work, but it did appear in the One Piece game. One of the 4 legendary pirates of the past era, Red Earl, Baloric Redfield, who had the same natural observation haki as Shirahoshi, found zone, bat fruit, phantasmal beast species, and vampire form here. 0.0. This special sea area prevents the world government's virgin flame from locking into position. The land in Sleeping Ancient Town is suitable for growing medicinal materials, which can speed up the growth of the Karina girls and the Nine Snakes warriors. There is also the form of the phantom species, the vampire, hidden somewhere. Choosing this sea area as a base is perfect. After asking Shirahoshi to put down Daughter Island, Lin Kei immediately asked Nami, Nokigao, and Robin to go to Suigu Town to find the phantom species and vampire form. In less than an hour, the three women came back with a devil fruit, which was in the form of a phantom beast and a vampire. Karina and the others were not surprised when they looked at the phantom beast vampire form in Robin's hand. Karina is already used to Lin Kei's intelligence capabilities. After all, they have seen Lin Kei perform multiple wood clone techniques more than once. Being able to separate so many wood clone can also use wood to transform into other people. Who knows how many people in this sea are Lin Kei's clones? The whole world is their own eyes. Even if Lin Kei finds Raftel's location, Karina and the others will not be surprised. Taking over the phantom beast vampire form from Robin, Lin Kei took out Paramesha Momo fruit and Paramesha Op Op fruit, and asked Hancock to call a few people to prepare to distribute these three top devil fruit. Lin Kei, why are you looking for these people? Hancock did not execute the instruction immediately, but looked at Lin Kei, who took out the Paramesha Op Op fruit and Paramesha Momo fruit, and asked doubtfully, do you want to give these devil fruit to them? That's right, provided they meet the qualifications. Lin Kei nodded. If that's the case, then I can call the Nine Snakes pirates. They are all powerful masters of the two-color haki. Hancock immediately said, the people you are looking for have not left Daughter Island, and they only know hoki's ugly country guards. What I want is their innocence and their loyalty to you. Lin Kei said with a smile, be obedient, go and bring those people over. I know it. Hancock, who didn't know how to write the word reject in front of Lin Kei, immediately notified his second sister Sonia and asked her to. I've sent a few guards from the main country, based on the characteristics given by Lin Kei. These guards of the kingdom are exactly the trio who were petrified by Hancock because of Luffy in the original novel, Margaret and Stabby, and Yaphalandora. Lord Snake Princess. The trio just came over and immediately knelt down on one knee and saluted Hancock with admiration on their faces. However, their empress stood next to a man at this time and said to them, I came here to meet your male master. His name is Lin Kei. Master Lin Kei. The eyes of Margaret and the other three people shifted to Lin Kei, and they bowed their heads again and saluted. Keep your head up. Lin Kei glanced at the trio, and suddenly pointed at Stabby and said to Hancock, let this one go, and the other two stay. Hancock nodded and raised his chin towards his sister Sonia. Sonia immediately said, Stogue, you go down first, Margaret and Aflandora, you two stay. Yes, although Stabby was full of doubts, he did not retreat respectfully. After Stabby left, Lin Kei asked knowingly, which of you is Margaret and who is Aflandora? I'm Margaret. I am Yaphalandola. The two women quickly Kaido. Lin Kei said with satisfaction. Very good, you all stand up and come closer to let me see. It is said that there are only a few, but in fact Lin Kei's target is only these two people. After all, Lin Kei is an appearance association. If Lin Kei hadn't been worried about the relationship between the two women and Stabby, Lin Kei would have just called the two of them directly. Yes, Margaret and Aflandora quickly stood up and walked 3 meters in front of Lin Kei, letting the male host look at them. Although there was some anxiety on their faces, they were not shy at all, even though they were only wearing underwear and panties made of animal skins, full of the wild beauty of primitive people. Karina and the girls, who had already climbed the adult ladder with Lin Kei, did not feel jealous. Instead, they stood or sat not far away, curiously watching how Lin Kei tested the two women. I want to check your qualifications. No matter what happens later, don't be afraid or resist. After Lin Kei pretended to look at the two women, he suddenly said this instruction, then made a seal with his hands and shouted softly, Lingua technique. The next second, blue light emitted from Lin Kei's body. Immediately, a spirit body that was exactly the same as Lin K suddenly flew out from above his head and flew towards Yafulandora, whose expression changed in shock. Karina and the girls also looked shocked. Soul out of body, Lin K actually has such ability. This is the first time I've seen him. I'm really curious about what incredible things Lin K can't do with the special energy in his body. Just when Karina and the girls were amazed, Lin K had also taken over Yafilandora's body. Yafilandola is very tall, and Margaret, who is 1.78 meters tall, can barely reach her thighs. She either has the blood factor of the giant family, or is an upgraded human. No matter which one it is, Shangmeng Landora has physical fitness that far exceeds that of ordinary humans. More importantly, she is very slender, has a big sword hanging on her back, and is an agile warrior. Good. Lin K, who won Shea Philandora, gave such an evaluation. Immediately, his soul flew out of Yafilandora's body and entered Margaret's body. Compared with Yafilandola, Margaret's physique is undoubtedly much weaker, but she is also much stronger than ordinary people. Being able to use armament hockey proficiently at the age of 16, in addition to the bonus of innocent heart, is also largely due to the geographical environment of Daughter Island. Living in a windless zone, apart from the supplies captured during the Empress's expedition, they mainly relied on capturing sea kings to survive. Growing up eating the flesh and blood of sea kings, there are many upgraded humans on Kojima. Even without the upgrade, his physical fitness is still that of a monster among ordinary humans. The soul returned from Margaret's body to the body, and Lin K had already made a decision. Lin K picked up the red heart-shaped Paramesha op fruit, looked at Yafilandola and said, "From now on, you are my personal guard and our ship's doctor. This devil fruit is given to you." Quote. Yafilandola, who had not yet recovered from her trance, stood there at a loss. Hancock couldn't help but frown slightly and scolded, "You still haven't thanked your master." "Thank you, Master Lin K, thank you, Master." Yafilandola, who was very timid and kind at heart, quickly knelt down on one knee and said, "Eat it," Lin K reminded. "This fruit is a bit unpalatable, remember not to spit it out." "Yes." Aflandora responded obediently, took the Paramesha op fruit respectfully, opened her mouth and ate it in one bite. The red heart fruit is as small as a grape in the hands of Yafilandola, who is more than 4 meters tall. However, after chewing Paramesha op fruit, Yafilandora's face turned purple and blue. At this time, Lin K's eyes had shifted to Margaret. Looking at Margaret, who was also looking at him curiously without any fear, Lin K hesitated for a few seconds and gave up the idea of giving her the form of a fantasy beast and vampire. Margaret's physique is already strong enough. Compared with the phantom beast species, the other devil fruit is more compatible with her and is more suitable for the next development of the ship group. Lin K picked up the Paramesha Momo fruit, handed it to Margaret and said, "From now on, you are my personal guard and the sniper of the ship. This devil fruit is given to you." Quote. "Thank you, Master Lin K, thank you, Master." Margaret also knelt down on one knee, took the Paramesha Momo fruit respectfully, and then opened her mouth to eat it. Just like Aflandora, Margaret got up with a purple face as soon as she chewed the pulp. However, as the two of them swallowed the pulp, Lin K had 2 more top-level ability users under his command, and they were both strategic-level beings. With Yafilandora, Lin K will not need to kill all the trash that cannot provide experience in the future to avoid future troubles. As long as Yafilandora is allowed to capture their hearts, those people will have no choice but to sacrifice their lives for Lin K if they don't want to die. With Margaret, the speed at which Arc Proverbs creates dark clouds jumps to a maximum of 100 times. It doesn't matter if you don't bring Arc's Proverbs. Karina and Shirahoshi can also create dark clouds, and then Margaret can multiply these dark clouds. Nami can also easily unlock the 2 ultimate moves of Lei Ying and Wang Lei. Just like the incomprehensible combination of Hancock, Perona and Noki's senior girls. Karina, Shirahoshi, Nami and Margaret are also the second team with no solution. When these 2 groups join forces, even if the Karina girls have not yet grown up, they can still show their talents in the new world. Lin K already has an idea. If you want to master hockey quickly, there is nothing better than combat. After Yaflandora became a Paramesha op fruit user, her strong physical fitness allowed her to quickly become proficient in the field of surgery. When she successfully used her fruit ability, she immediately knelt down on one knee to Lin Kei, thanking the master for giving her the same curse power as Lady Snake. Like her, there is also Margaret, who ate the Paramesha Momo fruit. Except for the crew of the Nine Snakes pirates, the national warriors are so simple. It is also this simplicity and loyalty that Lin Kei can safely give them the Paramesha Op fruit and Paramesha Chi fruit. If it is the crew of the Nine Snakes pirates, even if they are also Hancock's diehards, Lin Kei is unwilling to give them such a precious devil fruit. After all, they have seen the world. Who knows if they will have any small thoughts after getting powerful power. Don't be afraid of 10,000, just be afraid of one. After becoming a capable person, the status of Euflandora and Margaret was also improved. They directly skipped the Nine Snakes pirates from the Kingdom Guard and became Lin Kei's personal guard, and a member of the Piercing High Seas Pirates. For their own people, Karina and the other girls did not act as high and mighty as Hancock, but showed their favor to Euflandora and Margaret. However, the two girls put themselves in a very low position, and were as respectful to Lin Kei and Karina as they were to Hancock. Such respect has been engraved into the genes of every Nine-Snake warrior and is difficult to change. Karina and the other girls no longer forced themselves and prepared to use time to change them. In order to improve the favor of the two girls, Karina and the other girls specially made a set of clothes for Euflandora and Margaret so that they no longer had to wear underwear and panties made of animal skins. Seeing this scene, Lin Kei also reacted and said to Shirahoshi, "Shirahoshi, come out with me." "Okay, Lord Lin Kei." Quote, Shirahoshi responded obediently immediately. Then, a pink dragon over 200 meters long rose from the daughter island and flew away from this sea area. Looking at the pink dragon flying through the sky, the residents of Shuigu town, who had not yet recovered, were frightened and collapsed again. At the same time, Nohigo also opened an air door and took Karina and Euflandora to Shuigu town. From the moment Daughter Island settled here, Shuigu town has become one of the territories of the Piercing High Seas Pirates. The medicinal herbs on the island, as well as the residents on the island, will be Lin Kei's property. And now, Karina just took Euflandora to lock Lin Kei's property. Lin Kei will let them live well and no longer have to worry about making a living. As a price, they only need to donate their hearts and grow medicinal herbs specifically for Daughter Island. After Lin Kei left Daughter Island, he rode Shirahoshi straight to the world's largest entertainment city. It turned out that there was a huge golden pillar on Shirahoshi's back. Along the way, Shirahoshi passed through many places. Because it was flying at a low altitude, many people took photos of Shirahoshi and Lin Kei sitting on the dragon head. These photos will be faxed to the mobile headquarters of the World Economic News through various channels. I believe these photos will become the news of the next day and continue to be talked about. When photos like this appear frequently, I believe Lin Kei will soon have a new title, either Dragon Controller or Dragon Riding King. If Lin Kei rides Shirahoshi wherever he goes in the future, and uses the cutting technique less and less to string enemies together, maybe Dragon Controller and Dragon Knight will replace his title of Piercing Lord. But these are all things for later. The speed of flight is far higher than that of a sailing ship. In less than half a day, Lin Kei used the Eternal Pointer to find the golden ship, Gilantiza, which is also the world's largest entertainment city, and is pulled by 3 island turtles and travels around the New World. Gulan Tesoro is a ship, an island, and a country. This is an island boat with a total length of 10,000 meters, which is 10 kilometers. The hull of the ship and the towns on the island are covered with gold. Just scraping off the gold on it can make a mountain of gold. Compared with the same island boat, Thriller Bark is the difference between a beggar and a landlord. It is also such an island ship with a total length of only 10 kilometers, but it is an independent country and an unarmed holy land recognized by the world government. It is deeply loved by the celestial dragons. No matter it is marine or an organization under the world government, it cannot be taken care of casually. Absolute sanctuary. In addition, the owner of this island ship is also one of the monsters of the New World. Gilder Tezzolo, who is known as the world's richest man, and the Golden Emperor, ate the Paramesha gold fruit. The arrival of the pink dragon instantly caused a sensation in Gulan Tezzolo and also alarmed Gilder Tezzolo. The Golden Emperor hurriedly came out of the Golden Hotel, preparing to lower his profile and negotiate with Lin Kei. Except for a few people, no one knows what the pink dragon is capable of. But Gilder Tezzolo knew very well that the strength of Piercer Lin K was beyond his ability to compete with. Even if this is his base camp, Lin K only needs to create the wooden golem to break Gulen Tezzoro into pieces with one punch. Once Gulen Tezzoro is broken or sunk, his biggest cash cow will be gone. So if you can't offend Lin K, you must not offend him. Soon, Gilder Tezzolo breathed a sigh of relief. I saw that the pink dragon did not attack Gulen Tezzoro, but stopped in the sky above Gulen Tezzoro, and then a large and small flame cloud sent Lin K and the golden pillar down. Lin K came down from the sky and recognized Gilder Tezzolo at a glance. He couldn't help but smile and said, I heard that Emperor Huang has been buying gold at high prices. I wonder if I can do a business with you. Looking at the huge golden pillar, Gilder Tezzolo's eyes flashed with a burning color, and then he said with enthusiasm, of course, this is my honor. Under the guidance of Gilder Tezzolo, Lin K arrived at the top floor of the Gold Hotel. Then Lin K didn't talk nonsense and directly stated his purpose. Monetize the gold pillar, then clear the cloth and steel on Garantezzolo. Cloth is used to make clothes, and steel is used to forge weapons. He wants the 9 snake warriors to change from primitive people into uniformed legions, and to change their weapons from wood to steel. Gilder Tezzolo, who had hundreds of billions of belly in cash in his treasury, easily took the gold pillar. An hour later, Lin K and Shirahoshi left Gulen Tezzoro with an astonishing amount of money boxes and a sailboat filled with cloth and steel. On the way, Lin K stood on Shirahoshi's dragon head and scattered seeds toward the sea below. After these seeds fell into the sea, they soon turned into wood clones and appeared on the water. Then they used the wood to transform into strangers with different appearances and figures, and they all disappeared in an instant. Just as Karina and the girls guessed, with the amount of chakra being more astonishing than half a 9 tails, Lin K likes to distribute a large number of wood clone to collect intelligence wherever he goes. In less than half a day, Lin K returned to Daughter Island with a boatload of fabric and steel. When Sonia and Mary organized the 9 Snakes warriors to move everything off the ship, and informed the whole country that the male master who was above the Empress would give them free clothes and steel weapons, the entire Amazon Lily Kingdom suddenly became a sensation, and all the people's favor for the male master who conquered the Snake Princess skyrocketed. The favorability of the 9 snake women is so easy to increase. After all, Daughter's Island is too small, has no minerals at all, is located in a windless zone, and its neighbor is the 48 Seasons Island, which is ruled by ferocious beasts. They don't have machines, so making clothes requires not only handwork, but also enough materials. So many women only have a few pieces of clothing. In order to save fabric, these clothes are also very revealing. They are not even willing to wear them to avoid getting them damaged during fighting. Most of the time, they wear underwear and panties made of animal skins. In the entire Daughter's Island, only the 9 Snakes warriors who joined the Kuja pirates and were able to follow the Empress on expeditions were the richest. Not only can they go out and see the outside world, they can also taste the food of the outside world, come into contact with legendary men, and have a lot of beautiful clothes and weapons. And now, everyone will have what the members of the 9 Snakes pirates have. The people's support is naturally there. Glorioso was completely relieved to see Lin K caring so much about the people of Daughter Island. So, after the Rocks era ended and he got over his lovesickness, the old man who had been staying in the windless area to protect the Daughter Island finally decided to leave the Daughter Island again and go out for a walk. But before leaving Daughter Island, Gloriosa approached Hancock and planned to have a good chat with her. But as soon as she opened her mouth, Hancock's CPU burned up. Snake G, I'm going out to visit an old friend. When are you going to marry Mr. Puncture? Please remember to inform me. Getting married. Hancock was slightly startled. Seeing Hancock's expression, Gloriosa couldn't help but frown and said, What? You gave him the entire Daughter Island and the 9 Snakes pirates. Didn't he promise to marry you? Marriage. Hancock seemed not to have heard Gloriosa's words. He was still mumbling these 2 words. He didn't know what picture appeared in his mind. His little face suddenly turned red at a speed visible to the naked eye. White mist emitted from the top of his head, and he transformed into a steam girl. Gloriosa's words were like a key, finally allowing Hancock to understand his heart and understand what his affection for Lin Kay was. Quote. Looking at Hancock, who was shaky and seemed about to faint in the next second, Gloriosa shouted a few more times. After discovering that Hancock could not be awakened, Todororiosa had no choice but to leave. Having been troubled by lovesickness in the past, she knew very well how humble a woman in love could be. She only hopes that Lin Kay will not let Hancock down and let this woman with a gloomy childhood live a happier life. In this way, Gloriosa drove a small boat and left Daughter Island alone, and began to sail around in this extremely familiar sea area. Let's see if there are any other old friends who are still alive besides the old woman Linlin and the intern Kaido. What she didn't know was that at this time Lin Kay had already set his sights on an old loser of hers. After bringing the cloth and steel back, Lin Kay gave instructions to make the cloth into uniforms as quickly as possible, and then forge the steel into long swords and bows and arrows. At the same time, he also personally supervised the practice of Karina and the girls and taught them how to cooperate. Lin Kay, are you ready to go to war with other pirate groups? This night, Karina, Nami and Vivi teamed up and still could only barely tie with Lin Kay. Karina, who was in human animal form, lay naked on Lin Kay's body, panting and chatting. Lin Kay held Nami and Vivi in his arms, paused slightly while playing with his conscience, and said slightly surprised, "How do you know?" "Ah ha ha, it's too obvious. You don't usually urge us to practice like this." Karina looked at Nami and Vivi, smiled and said, "Vivi, little thieving cat, you should have noticed it too." Vivi, Nami, looking at the awkward situation between the two girls, Karina, who had red eye shadow at the corner of her eyes, couldn't help but rolled her eyes with a charming look. "It seems that I think highly of you." "Who would notice this? We are not you and Sister Robin." Nami couldn't help complaining. "I thought Lin Kay wanted to teach me armament hockey." Vivi nodded in agreement. Looking at the two lovely girls, Lin Kay suddenly felt like fighting again. The war that had just been extinguished has reignited again. Time flies, and a week has passed in the blink of an eye. This week, a big thing happened in New World. That was the Blackbeard pirates, who had expanded their fleet, and finally had their first large-scale friction with the Whitebeard pirates. This battle was very fierce, but the result was a one-sided crushing. The Blackbeard pirates were completely wiped out, and only the captain and cadres escaped. Although Teach got Paramesha shock fruit, he already has the combat power of the top of the sea. But his flaw is still arrogance. I obviously suffered a lot from Lin Kay, but I still love the raft so much. They were just about to invade the territory of the Whitebeard pirates, but before they even landed on the island, they were sunk by Jinbei, who came out of impel down at some point, with a move of fishman karate. Then the captains of the squad, headed by Margot and Ace, led the Whitebeard pirates, the few hundred pirates who survived the Summit War, to defeat the Blackbeard pirates, who numbered thousands. If Lafayette hadn't flown into the sky in time, evaded the current attack of the fishman karate, and then retreated with Teach and the cadres with Badgers and others, Teach would have been captured and had his head chopped off by Ace and others, used to worship Dad. After seeing this news, Lin Kay, who was simultaneously teaching Nami and Karina, their old enemies, how to spell and write, couldn't help but be speechless. Although being beaten is a specialty of the Blackbeard pirates, it is also common for Teach. But that was before. Now that you have got Paramesha shock fruit, why are you still being killed? It's really embarrassing to the number one member of the evil generation. I'm really ashamed to be tied for first place with you. But Lin Kay also knows that Teach will learn his lesson soon after being killed this time, and the Whitebeard pirates will no longer be able to take advantage. The defeat of the Blackbeard pirates was something no one expected. After all, Whitebeard's decades-long rule over the New World has made Paramesha shock fruit a nightmare for countless people. The so-called list and ranking are also arranged by people. Just like the ranking of famous swords, the reputation of the host is taken into consideration. If the winner of the Battle of Etwall was Golden Lion, and if the one who became the Pirate King was Golden Lion, then the strongest in Paramesha must be Paramesha Lion Fruit. However, Golden Lion failed, so in Kaido's eyes, hockey is the existence that is above everything else. Whitebeard, who has never lost to Roger, has also become the strongest in Paramesha with his Paramesha shock fruit. Teach's earth-shattering punch at the Summit War made everyone think that he would become another Whitebeard, or even an enhanced version of Whitebeard. After all, he is a dual-fruit ability user who breaks the rules of the world. If Lin K hadn't created the wooden golem Arhat in Summit War, killed Whitebeard with one punch and one palm, and then quietly obtained the Daughter Island and the Nine Snakes Pirates, Teach would be the most likely person to replace Whitebeard. Even so, Teach is still the number one of the worst generation, along with Lin K, and one of the strongest contenders for the Fourth Sea Emperor. But now, this strongest contender was almost wiped out by the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates. This not only surprised the whole world, but also indirectly affected Lin K's reputation. Could it be that the two protagonists of Summit War are not that powerful? Even Marshal D. Teach, the Blackbeard, who broke the rules of the world, was almost wiped out by the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates, who lost Whitebeard and suffered heavy losses in Summit War. Lin K, the Piercing Prince, who is ranked as the number one of the worst generation alongside Blackbeard, might just be a mere facade. For a while, many idiots had the thought of, "I'm good again." Especially those human traffickers and bounty hunters who wanted to catch mermen and mermaids but were afraid of being hunted by Lin K, and their greed was rekindled. But before they could start to act, a basin of cold water fell from the sky, extinguishing the flames of the scoundrels led by them. This is our first target, and it contains information about your opponent this time. Lin K threw a document on the table and said to Karina and the other girls, "I originally wanted to take you out for training after a while. After all, fighting is the only shortcut to hockey. But Teach's complete defeat has affected the value of our flag. To avoid harassment of the Fishmen Island, we need a victory to enhance the deterrence of our flag and get rid of the shame of being on par with Teach. That guy is really disappointing." Karina nodded in agreement and complained, "I really can't understand how Teach, who has Paramesha shock fruit and Logia dark fruit, lost." Robin looked at the World Economic Daily in his hand and analyzed. There is no detailed explanation in the news, but they didn't even land on the island, and they were completely defeated in the naval battle. It should be that the sailboat was attacked, and Blackbeard fell into the sea first. Otherwise, he only needs to launch sea shocks and air shocks, and the Whitebeard pirates can't get close to his fleet at all. Lin K didn't tell them. Teach lost to arrogance. He stood up and gave an order, "Let's go. You can assign your opponents and discuss tactics on the way. This is a test for you." Hearing this, Carly and the other girls suddenly became serious. They stopped complaining about Teach's incompetence and gathered together to read the documents. CECG, Sonia and Mary went out to summon the members of the Nine Snakes Pirates. Not long after, the three sailboats were lifted up by the flame cloud and flew into a huge air door. These three sailboats are the main ships of the Piercing Pirates, the recently named Senro Wanxiang, the Nine Snakes Pirates Perfume Serpent and the Ark motto obtained from Arpayard. Beehive Island is one of the small islands that can be seen everywhere in the sea. However, this small island is a well-known existence in the New World. In the previous era, its fame was no less than that of Logue Town, where Roger was executed. Because this island, also known as the Paradise of Pirates, is the birthplace of the pirate game, Davy Back Fight. The former ruler was the pirate overlord of the previous era, Rox D. Zebek. And the current ruler is one of the cadres of Rox Pirate, and now one of the great pirates in New World, second only to four emperors in fame, Akoku. The Akoku pirates are one of the largest pirate groups in the New World. Even the four emperors are reluctant to provoke them. In the original work, Teach defeated the Akoku pirates in the Rocky Port incident, and the bounty soared from 2.2476 billion Baileys to 3.996 billion Baileys. This shows how valuable the Akoku pirates are. After a lot of wood clone investigations, Lin K also confirmed one thing. That is, the devil fruits of badgers and others who followed Teach in the original work were almost all taken from the Akoku pirates. As a paradise for pirates, Beehive Island is like a banquet, whether it is day or night, with pirates shouting and cheering everywhere. The already unpopular Pirates game can be seen almost everywhere here. In order to get powerful subordinates, many strong the weak Yamato pirate group came here because of its reputation, and the shore of Beehive Island was full of sailboats. Even now, creak. At this moment, a sound of a door opening that seemed to spread throughout the island suddenly sounded in the sky. Then, the sky with the sun hanging high suddenly darkened. The pirates who were reveling in the wild subconsciously looked up, and then their pupils shrank suddenly, and their expressions were original. I saw a huge air door appearing above Beehive Island. 3 spaceships flew out of the green alien space. One of the spaceships was releasing a large amount of black smoke, which quickly formed an astonishing thundercloud above Beehive Island. The sound of thunder was like the horn of doomsday, which made all the pirates on Beehive Island feel a little nervous. At this moment, they all smelled the breath of death. Margaret, sink all those ships. Karina, who stood on the bow of the ship and looked down, immediately gave the order. Yes, Margaret, who put on her combat uniform, immediately turned the python wrapped around her body into a long bow, and then took out the main steel arrow from the quiver on her back. Jumping to the handrail of the ship, Margaret drew a full bow, wrapped armament hockey around the arrow, and whispered, doubling, 100 times the arrow. Boom! The 3 arrows came out of the string, and their volume immediately increased 100 times under the influence of an invisible force of rules. Along with the increase in size, the flight speed of the arrows and the destructive power of the arrows. So much so that as soon as the arrow flew out, it immediately distorted the airflow and made a harsh sonic boom. Immediately, 3 huge and invisible black afterimages fell from the sky and landed on the 3 sailboats. In an instant, the sailboat shattered and a column of water rose into the sky. Margaret kept shooting arrows, and each arrow sank a sailboat. No matter how big or small the sailboat was, in front of the arrows magnified 100 times, they were all shattered like a mirror hit by a bullet. Thousands of thunders, just when Margaret sank those sailing ships and cut off the pirates' escape route. Nami, who had already learned from the document that Beehive Island was full of pirates, did not hesitate at all and directly used one of his ultimate moves. She raised her hand and shot a bolt of lightning into the thunder clouds in the sky, causing the thunder and lightning that was already surging in the clouds to become violent in an instant. As Nami's little hand made a downward movement, the rioting electrons immediately turned into streaks of lightning, falling towards the Hive Island below. An extremely spectacular picture appeared immediately. If you look towards Beehive Island from a distance, you will see a blue-white downpour falling over Beehive Island shrouded in dark clouds. If you look up from below Beehive Island, you will see a blue-white meteor shower, landing right here. The sound of thunder is like a drum, continuous. Thousands of lightning bolts bombarded the Beehive Island indiscriminately at a speed of 1,000th of a second. These lightning bolts may be large or small, strong or weak. But no matter where lightning strikes, it will be like being bombarded by artillery shells. Not only will there be large or small potholes, but they will also be covered with scorch marks and residual arcs. The person struck by lightning twitched all over for an instant, and his body was submerged in blue-white current. Even the bones in his body were looming through the flesh and blood, as if he could see the outline of a skeleton. When the current disappeared, the people who were struck by lightning all had uniform afro hairstyles, their bodies were covered with charred marks, white smoke was coming out of their mouths, and they were shocked with their eyes rolled white. Of course, there are also people who are not physically strong enough and are directly killed by lightning on the spot. What is even more unlucky is that some people were struck by the first bolt of lightning and did not die, but were struck by several bolts of lightning in succession and died. As the base camp of the big pirate group and the famous pirate gathering place in New World, people on Beehive Island cannot allow themselves to be attacked by lightning. Just as thousands of thunders were bombarding wildly, several huge cyan slashes suddenly shot up into the sky from below. Some of the slashes were aimed at the 3 spaceships, while others wanted to tear apart the artificial cloudy sky. Slave arrow. I saw Hancock create a huge heart-shaped substance and shoot a large number of pink arrows downwards. The arrows entangled hockey and collided with several slashes. Then a magical picture appeared. Compared with the size of the slash, the pink arrow, which was as small as a toothpick, was not shattered and knocked away by the slash. Instead, the slash formed by cutting off the airflow turned into a stone and fell down. Seeing the counterattack below, Lin Kei, who was watching the performance of Nami and the other girls, finally said, "Go down and crush them." Hearing Lin Kei's words, Yafalandola immediately opened her palms and condensed a transparent white light device, ROM. The light mask expanded, covering the entire Beehive Island in the blink of an eye. This is the effect of upgraded humans eating op fruit. The coverage that Trafalgar Law may not be able to achieve in 2 years, or can barely achieve, is a piece of cake for Yafilandora. The next second, the 3 spacecraft disappeared into the air. When they appeared again, they were already anchored on the sea full of sailboat carcasses. But except for Nokigao, Perona, and Shirahoshi, Lin Kei's group, and the members of the 9 Snakes pirates did not appear on the sailboat, but appeared on the Beehive Island that was covered with scorched black marks and was full of potholes. Asterisk. Swish. It was almost when Yafilandora transferred the sailboat and Lin Kei's position. A super huge slash, no weaker than the one Mihawk wielded in Summit War, immediately soared into the sky from the center of Beehive Island. The super huge slash was not only incredibly fast, but also extremely powerful. In just a moment, it split the artificial cloudy sky into 2 halves. The shocking scene made Nami raise his eyebrows, and even Hancock, who could turn his chops into stone, had a solemn look on his face. They were all slashes. Compared with this super slash, the previous slashes were like heaven and earth. There was a dimensional gap. The person who can wield this slash must be an extremely powerful being. Obviously, it was the Lord of Beehive Island who took action. At this moment, Yin Fu's figure appeared in front of Lin Kei's group. The way they appeared was just like how Yafilandora transferred the positions of Lin Kei and others. They were all teleporting. Karina and the girls who read the document were not surprised. They knew that it was the work of Paramesha, the teleportation fruit user. The group of people opposite are the Yunao Pirates, one of the largest pirate groups in the New World after the 4 Emperors Pirates. One of the supporting characters in the previous era. Akoku, who followed rocks to gallop the sea in the last era and was very proud of occupying Honeycomb Island in the previous era, is a strong man over 5 meters tall, wearing a suit of armor and holding a giant sword. He is a swordsman and a user with Paramesha Power Fruit ability, with a bounty of up to 2,188,000,000 berry. The super slash just now was a strike struck by Akoku using his forceful calendar fruit and slashing steel. It can be seen from his appearance and the powerful and heavy blow that Akoku is an Ape warrior. Behind Akoku are the 3 giants, the standard equipment of the Great Pirate Group. These 3 giants are also people with fruit abilities, and they are Paramesha Sickness Fruit Power User, Drost Barrack. Paramesha Teleport Fruit Power User, Sorel Peter. Zone Mama Fruit Phantom Beast Species Pegasus Form Ability User, Dulu Xiao. Piercing Master, Lin Kei, is your first target me. Akoku said in a deep voice as he looked at Lin Kei and his group who were all out and giving them this greeting gift as soon as they arrived. What, isn't that obvious enough? Lin Kei spread his hands and said with a smile. Akoku couldn't help but taunted. You want to take Whitebeard's place, but you don't dare to take action against the remnants of the Whitebeard pirate group. It seems that you, like that Blackbeard, are both superficial. Whether it's just an appearance, you'll know soon. Lin Kei was not irritated, but the corners of his mouth raised slightly, and an invisible trace of energy erupted from his body. The air wave was like a hurricane, roaring towards the Akoku pirates on the opposite side. In the eyes of those who master hockey, there is a blue energy shield covering them. Boom, 160, a wave of air also erupted from Akoku's body, forming a golden energy shield that collided with Lin Kei's Conqueror's hockey. In an instant, the storm stirred up endless sand and dust, causing the members of the Akoku pirates and the 9 Snakes pirates to narrow their eyes. Among them, there were a few members of the Akoku pirates who couldn't withstand the impact of the 2 Conquerors' hockey and fainted with their eyes turned white. However, most of the members were not affected in any way. The Akoku Pirates are one of the veteran pirate groups that appeared together with the Flying Pirates, Whitebeard Pirates, and Big Mom Pirates after the disbandment of Rock's Pirate. Such a long-established pirate group has been baptized by mountains of corpses and seas of blood countless times before they can be eliminated in seconds by Conqueror's hockey. Those pirates who came from other places were not so lucky. After finally escaping Wan Lei's bombardment, many people fell to the mental attack of Conqueror's hockey. After a long time, the 2 waves of Conqueror's hockey dissipated. Almost as soon as the air wave dissipated, Barrack, who had eaten the Paramesha disease fruit, secretly released the virus, hoping to take the opportunity to attack the group and destroy the 9 Snakes pirates. But the next second, electricity suddenly appeared in the air. And these currents were not made by Nami, but by Yafilandora, who was more than 4 meters tall and stood behind Lin Kei and his group. I saw Yafalandora raising her huge palm, surrounded by blue-white current and golden laser. These two kinds of light seem to be conductive, killing viruses that are invisible to the naked eye from a distance. To be precise, it ignores the concept of distance and directly kills all viruses. Even now, Beehive Island is still shrouded in Yafalandora's surgical field. After discovering that the virus he had released had been wiped out, Barrick's expression changed and he asked, "What kind of ability is this?" God's judgment. Seeing that the other party made the first move, Nami was not polite. He raised his hand and roared away with a huge thunder pillar. Looking at the flying thunder pillar, the members of the Akoku pirates did not panic. I didn't expect that Logia thunder fruit, which had disappeared for several eras, would be found by you. Dulu, who had taken the form of the phantom beast Pegasus, came out, and his body entered the human animal form at a speed visible to the naked eye, turning into a centaur with wings. Immediately, blue-white electric light flashed around him, and then turned into a bolt of lightning and rushed out. Boom! The lightning and the thunder pillar collided together, blasting the thunder pillar into lightning all over the sky. Pegasus, a mythical beast, a beautiful horse that rides on lightning. Looking at Dulu, who could also control thunder and lightning and defeat his own god's judgment so easily, Nami's face suddenly became serious. With just one move, Nami knew that he was no match for that guy. Although Duru can also control thunder and lightning, electricity is not the key to the blow that shattered the thunder pillar. His method of smashing thunder pillars is mainly powerful physical skills and hockey. Thunder and lightning are just enchantments for attacks. In the world of Hokage, Dulu is a strong ninjutsu master like fourth Raikage. Now he is just a mage, has not yet mastered armament hockey, and his physical fitness is far inferior to that of Nami, a fantasy beast species. As long as the entity is hit by Duru, it may be killed instantly. But fortunately, Nami is not fighting alone. Shalon. Seeing the lightning pillar turning into lightning all over the sky, Vivi, who was standing next to Nami, also raised her hand to condense a salon roll, but instead of throwing it towards the Akoku pirates, she dropped it to the ground. In an instant, thick dust and mist rose up, covering both sides. Swish swish, swish swish swish. In the dust and mist, there was suddenly the sound of arrows cutting through the air and shooting into the human body. Ah! Miserable shouts kept ringing out from the dust and mist. As a wave of air blew away the dust, I saw that a large number of people from the Akoku pirates had fallen. This is one of the tactics discussed by Karina and her girls. What is the biggest advantage of the Kuja pirates? There is no doubt that all members have mastered the two-color hockey and have superb screening skills. The dust mist can affect the Akoku pirates' physical eyes, but it cannot affect the Nine Snakes pirates' minds. Negative. When the dust mist dissipated, Callie and the girls had led the Nine Snakes pirates to attack the Akoku pirates. The leader is none other than Perona, whose body is hidden in a different space and whose soul is now out of body. I saw Perona floating in the air, controlling 5 negative ghosts, and attacking the Akoku pirates. That's a ghost fruit user. Don't be touched by her ghost, otherwise you will lose your ability to fight. Peter, who had eaten the Paramesha teleportation fruit, reminded him. Immediately, Peter glanced at the 9 Snakes warriors who were divided into 2 groups, one responsible for melee charges and one responsible for long-range assistance from behind. They suddenly pulled out the western swords from their waists and disappeared out of thin air. Just when he teleported and appeared behind a 9 Snakes warrior and wanted to kill him with a sneak attack, a long leg had already kicked him. Perfume femur. It was seen that Hancock seemed to know the location where Peter appeared, and had already completed charging up, aiming to attack the location where Peter appeared. Looking at the kick that twisted the airflow, Peter's expression changed with fright, and he quickly teleported away. After Hancock landed, he suddenly made a gesture of love and released pink light waves towards the 9 Snake warriors beside him, Mero Mero Mello. At the same time, Yafalandora also whispered, "Transfer." The next moment, the 9 Snakes warrior disappeared out of thin air, replaced by Peter who had just teleported away. Hockey was unable to resist the transfer of Peter, and was passed by Mero Mero Mello, instantly turning into a stone statue with a horrified expression. This is one of the tactics of Karina and her girls, to teleport those with the fruit ability in seconds. Just like Lin Kei didn't care about Lucci and Kaku, but after landing on the Seven Water City, he immediately killed Bluno. No matter which world it is, the ability of time and space is the top and the most disgusting ability. Among them, space teleportation is the synonym of the strong. Karina and other girls who have seen the power and invincibility of the Door fruit, when reading the documents, the person they are most afraid of is not the great pirate Akoku, nor Barrack who can use the virus to kill a person silently, but Peter who ate the Paramesha teleportation fruit. When Robin, who has seen the devil fruit illustration, said the ability of the Paramesha teleportation fruit, Karina decided that after the war, she must get rid of the enemy's Paramesha teleportation fruit as soon as possible. Because the ability of this fruit is too disgusting, it can allow oneself and others to teleport to any place within sight. If Peter is not eliminated, even if they win, Peter can teleport away with his companions. As long as Peter is eliminated, the Akoku pirates will not be a concern. 100 million volts, discharge. Nami teleported directly to the middle of the Akoku pirates just like Peter did just now, releasing a large amount of electricity with both hands, electrocuting the pirates who had not mastered it yet, causing them to twitch all over, and the outline of the skeleton was looming. When Duru turned into lightning and rushed over, Nami teleported again and disappeared. This is the unsolvable and disgusting nature of teleportation. And there are two people who master teleportation, Lin Kei. After Yflandora used the transfer to transfer the petrified Peter away from the battlefield, she drew out the big sword behind her and slashed at Barrack through the air. This sword did not entangle Haki, nor did it fly and slash, but it made Barrack's expression change, and he quickly dodged. The next second, the bodies of several pirates behind Barrack were split in half from the middle. More importantly, their bodies that were split in half did not spurt blood, and the cut surface was not bloody. They did not die on the spot even though their bodies were split in half. Seeing this scene, Barrack finally recognized Yflandora's ability, and said with an ugly face, "It's actually an op fruit ability user." No wonder the virus was wiped out. It turned out that the other party had already opened the surgical field. In this field, all viruses have nowhere to hide. And gamma rays or energy rays that can destroy everything. The opponent is an op fruit ability user, and Barrack's sickness fruit has lost its terrifying strategic deterrence. Peter was killed in seconds, Barrack was restrained, and the Akoku pirates lost 2 cadres at once. The battle situation began to be one-sided. Under the interference of Perona's negative ghost, those team leaders who were second only to the cadres and also mastered Haki were unable to fight Karina and the other girls with all their strength. Either they were hit by the attacks of Karina and the other girls, or they were accidentally pierced by the negative ghost and were killed on the spot. As for Dulu, he became irritable because he couldn't catch up with Nami, and was ready to fight back. He wanted to turn into lightning and rush into the 9 Snakes pirates to kill. But the next second, his observation Haki sensed a fatal threat. Hancock's long legs were already wrapped with powerful Haki and kicked. Unlike Peter, Dulu was not afraid of Hancock's kick. He also raised his legs wrapped with lightning and Haki and stepped on Hancock's attack. So, the 2 strong men who were good at physical skills and Haki began to fight. The terrifying power and Haki turned into violent waves of air, causing the surrounding 9 snake warriors to quickly dodge and leave the battlefield to Hancock and Dulu. There was also an empty battlefield in the distance, and Lin Kei and Akoku were looking at each other and responding. Seeing that they had lost a cadre at the beginning, Barrack and Dulu were dragged by Yflandora and Hancock. The others faced the Thunder Fruit ability user and the Nine Tails Fox ability user, as well as Sand the Fruit ability user and the Ghost Fruit ability were completely powerless, and Akoku finally couldn't sit still. He never thought that in addition to the standard 3 giants, the Piercing High Seas Pirates actually had top-level Logia such as Thunder Fruit and Sand Fruit. Or, the 3 giants of the Piercing High Seas Pirates were not Nine Tails, Boa Hancock, and the Pink Dragon, but women whose abilities had not yet been exposed. They were all deceived. Realizing that his side was at an absolute disadvantage in intelligence and that his retreat was cut off, Akoku no longer hesitated, directly raised the heavy sword, and chopped down at Lin Kei with all his strength. As if sensing something, Lin Kei, who was originally watching the show leisurely, suddenly changed his face slightly. Then he disappeared in an instant. The next second, an incredible scene appeared. With a flash of sword light, a huge natural chasm appeared on the ground of Beehive Island. Like the ground, there is also the sea outside Beehive Island. A super huge flying slash cut off the ground in front of Akoku in the sea outside the island. The power and distance were so strong that it was terrifying. According to this distance, if there was a mountain in front, Lin-Kei had no doubt that this super slash could easily cut the mountain in half. This is the combination of the strength fruit and the steel slash, a sword worth 2.188 billion Baileys. As expected of one of the rock's pirate cadres, a monster that can rise from the last era to the present, sure enough, he is not simple. Lin-Kei, who appeared not far away, couldn't help but sigh. Then, Lin-Kei clapped his hands and shouted, "Sage mode." The natural energy exclusive to the planet poured into the body, and soon turned the chakra in Lin-Kei's body into the immortal chakra. Red eye shadow appeared on the corner of his eyes, and Lin-Kei opened his eyes that changed from black to gold. At this time, Akoku raised the heavy sword again and chopped down at Lin-Kei. The super slash that was enough to split the mountains and the sea in two came again. Quote. In response, Lin-Kei just shouted, "Wood-style wood expulsion jutsu." Boom! The super slash roared and was about to hit Lin-Kei. A wooden shield shaped like a fanged ghost face suddenly rose from the ground. Compared with the mountain, this shield is too small. But it is such a small shield that makes the super slash with incredible speed and power unable to move forward. In the end, the super slash that could not break through the wooden shield, as if there was a force behind it, could only rise up along the wooden shield, completely blasting the artificial cloudy sky that was split in two. This scene is exactly the same as when Joe's caught Mihawk's world's first slash. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.